Hey there, focused learners, and welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining us today. We're going to unpack a super timely topic straight from a recent Motley Fool article. Today, we're looking at the newly projected 2027 Social Security COLA increase. Now, I know this is a subject that affects millions of people, and honestly, there's always a ton of anticipation around it. But as we'll see, headline numbers rarely tell the whole story, right? Getting a clear, structured view of the facts is going to be a total game changer for your financial planning.
Okay, let's dive into this. When you hear that your monthly income might be going up, the immediate reaction is, well, to celebrate. On the surface, more money sounds fantastic. But is this anticipated raise truly the massive windfall you might be expecting? As we break down the source material today, we really have to ask if a bigger check automatically equals an easier financial life, or if there's a bit more complexity we need to be prepared for.
To get to the bottom of that, we first need to define what a COLA actually is. COLA stands for Cost of Living Adjustment. And I really want you to reframe how you think about this. It is absolutely crucial to view a COLA less like a traditional workplace bonus or a performance raise, and way more like a necessary financial life preserver. It's a mechanism specifically designed by the Social Security Administration to keep retirees and beneficiaries afloat when the tide of inflation rises and the purchasing power of your dollar shrinks.
So what exactly is the forecast for this upcoming life preserver? Well, based on recent inflation rates, the Senior Citizens League has come out with a prediction of a 3.9% bump for 2027. Now, it's definitely worth noting that the official finalized announcement for the next year usually doesn't drop until October. But these early predictions are closely watched because they give us a really solid, data-backed baseline to understand exactly what kind of financial landscape is heading our way.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what that percentage means in the real world. Let's say your current standard monthly benefit is exactly $2,000. A 3.9% increase boosts that to $2,078 in 2027. It's a very specific, real-world increase of $78. However, and this is a big however, keep in mind that this figure is before taxes. That's a crucial detail we are going to explore in just a second.
Part 1. The hidden catch of COLAs. Why a bigger check isn't purely good news.
We love a structured approach to learning, so I want you to consider the hidden realities behind this ostensibly great headline. Let's break down exactly what happens when that new money hits your account. While a bigger monthly check feels like an obvious perk, there's some pretty serious hidden pitfalls. For instance, a larger than usual COLA could actually bump your overall combined annual income over a critical threshold, effectively pushing your benefits into a taxable bracket. Even crazier? That slight income bump could cost you your eligibility for certain income-based assistance programs. You could literally get a raise only to lose a vital subsidy. No way, right?
Furthermore, the Motley Fool points out a major source of frustration for beneficiaries. Your raise simply mirrors higher inflation for housing, healthcare, and groceries. So that extra money, it often vanishes before you can even enjoy it. Why? Because overall consumer prices don't suddenly hit pause the moment a COLA is announced. If your check goes up 3.9%, it's highly likely because the cost of living has already gone up by that much, meaning you're basically just treading water.
Zooming out for a second, there's a broader systemic issue we absolutely cannot ignore. While Congress has been discussing ways to shore up the program, a higher COLA in the upper 3% range adds serious strain to an already fragile system. It literally brings the Social Security Trust Fund closer to the brink of running completely dry by the year 2032.
So, the crucial point is this deeply concerning 22%. If that trust fund actually is depleted in 2032 like people fear, the Motley Fool notes that benefits could potentially be slashed by 22% across the board. The very mechanism designed to help folks keep up with inflation in the short term is ironically accelerating the timeline toward a major systemic shortfall in the long term.
Part 2. Maximize your extra Social Security. Taking back control of your check.
Now listen, I definitely do not want you leaving this explainer feeling discouraged. Regardless of the broader system strains, there is absolutely no reason you can't make the absolute most of whatever extra money you do actually get to keep. To take back control, let's ground our strategy session in a highly realistic scenario. Let's say you end up with an extra $50 a month. This is the net amount, right? After you've paid those potential higher taxes we discussed, and after you've covered the increased prices at the pump and the grocery store. It might seem kind of small, but we are going to look at how to deploy that specific amount effectively.
Let's move along and see how this builds, as the Motley Fool outlines 4 concrete strategies for deploying that extra $50 efficiently. Step 1. Tuck it away in a special interest-bearing account to cover higher than expected healthcare costs.
Step 2. Chip away at high-interest debt. Step 3. Put the funds towards small home repairs that save you money long-term. And Step 4. If you don't need the cash for immediate bills, open a low-cost index fund and just let that money grow.
Now, what's really interesting about this approach is when it comes to Step 2, paying down debt. Sure, just throwing $50 at it randomly helps. But using a structured framework like the debt snowball method or the debt avalanche method is far superior. By strategically targeting either your smallest balances first or your highest interest rates first, applying that extra $50 can help you pay off debt significantly faster and drastically cut down on the total interest you end up surrendering to lenders.
Let's also elaborate on Step 3, the home repair strategy. The whole idea here is to use your COLA bump to permanently lower your expenses by sealing windows, doors, or maybe adding insulation to the attic or basement. Think about it. If your home gets drafty in the winter, a tiny upfront investment of that extra $50 to fix the draft yields significant, compounding long-term savings on your utility bills. It is a brilliant way to stretch that raise.
I really want to ensure you walk away from this explainer with a strong sense of control. This quote from the source material hits the nail on the head and captures the exact mindset we want to cultivate. No matter how much you end up with in 2027, it's possible to put it to work for you. Whether inflation eats half of it or taxes take a bite, you are still in the driver's seat when it comes to allocating what's left. You have the power to make strategic financial choices.
Which brings us to our conclusion. I want to leave you with a provocative question to get you thinking proactively. How will you put your 2027 bump to work? Will you use it to finally crush that lingering credit card debt? Will you weatherproof your home? Or will you let it compound in an index fund? The choice is entirely yours. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay focused, stay curious, and I'll see you next time.